Welcome to our Legends of Drag Racing event for 2025. We are going to talk about Chrysler A990 cars as part of the Class of 65 event here at MCACN. What's interesting about these particular cars is the environment they grew up in, because a lot of people don't really understand what the A990 program meant both to Chrysler and to drag racing. So we've got several gentlemen here who were involved in either racing these cars or racing against these cars. We're going to do a quick run through so you know who they are, and then we're going to come back and we're going to roll through some of the history on the A990 program. I don't know how far we'll get today. We do have another seminar tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and we'll pick up at that time. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to let the microphone run down the line. These gentlemen will introduce to you their name and what car they were associated with, or what product line they were associated with in terms of their business.
I'm Jim Kramer of Kramer Automotive Specialties. We reproduce a lot of parts for the 64 and 5, 8 race Hemi cars and the early 62 5 cars. And I also collect cars. I have the blue altered wheelbase down on the end of the A990 display that's right next to us here.
Hello, I'm Ed Strelecki. Hemi Eddie is my nickname. I have Hemi Eddie Restorations, and I have done a number of these alter wheelbase and A990 cars. The Landy car, there's a Humpin' Pumpkin over there. Jim's alter wheelbase is one that passed through my shop. Probably half the ones on the display I've touched in some way, shape, or form. There's a black Plymouth that was unveiled a little while ago. I was involved with that, along with Bill Outwood for the owner, Jerry McCary. So I've been doing these cars for a long time. 15 years old is when I started loving these cars. I worked for Jim for a number of years, worked in his aluminum room, and that planted the seed, and I'm sitting up here today because of that. It's been a wonderful ride. And I had an A990 for a while, yes.
My name is Larry Griffith, and I was fortunate enough to buy one of the 65 A990 cars. Actually, I think I was the last guy that ever got one of those cars, because I had the story told to me there was no cars left. Couldn't get it. But then Dick Maxwell suddenly found one, and yes, that's how I got a car.
Hey, I'm Butch Leal. I was fortunate enough to get the first alter wheelbase car and 65, the hardtop, and then also later on in the year I got an A990 car to run Indianapolis with, and I was just very fortunate. We got plenty of California flash cars, and there's one of them here, and that I want everything with the cars, and I was always in love with the Hemi Eddie.
Thank you, Butch. I'm Jim Tiganelli, part of Shadowwoods Racing. My blessing was having a brother that had a lot of vision, a lot of imagination, and a father that taught him how to make his dreams come true. I just got to sweep the floors. I wish I could say I did better than that, but I really was just here to watch. But some of the things he did are here. Magnesium thing to mount your brake, mount master cylinder. Probably the first set of aluminum rocker covers for 8 or 16 cylinders. I don't know if you've ever picked up a Chrysler torsion bar, but this one's maybe the only one you'll see out of titanium. More than welcome to come. These are things my brother did. This is a magnesium thing for the brake pedal, and it's half the weight of a very light, normal one. So I just got to drive the cars. I didn't know how to do anything but get them through tech, and I got them through tech by telling a guy, I don't know what you're talking about. That's how I did it. And I've got a letter here that I would love to show you as individuals, a 6-page letter my brother wrote to the NHRA, Jim Dale, the tech inspector, who said, don't ever bring this car back. And my brother wrote him a nice 6-page letter that basically said, see you next time, and we came back. But anyway, thank you. I'm honored to be with all these great people.
I'm Larry Potenack. I own MOPAR City in Oregon, Illinois. I grew up 17 years old, probably, racing these cars and buying all the cool parts and cross rams and all the magnesium cross rams and that. I hung around Griffith, so he taught me. I'm pretty stupid. He fixed me, taught me what I know today. But we raced all over. We loved it. I mean, we were dumb kids. We didn't know any better. crazy. Break the motor, you were done for, till you got enough money to get another one, you know? So it's been a great ride. I mean, I've had a great time. I can never say nothing bad about it. I mean, it's one of these things I need to get the hell out, I know that. But anyway, it was a great time. I always liked Butch and all these guys. They were all around when I was around, you know? Butch, he was deadly. You didn't mess with Butch. He was deadly. He was cheating. Hey, he was cheating, you know that. Butch, come on, tell me the truth. Hey, Maxwell's not here. He doesn't believe. That's what they always told us. You get caught, we don't know you. There you go. Thank you. I had a great run. I'm very glad to be up with these guys. They're all good racers. So there you go. Here, Arnie.
Hello there. I guess quite a few of you know me. I've been out there for quite a few years. This is Arnie, the farmer, Beswick. I started racing in kind of way back in the 1950s. My first real race car, believe it or not, was a D500-1 Dodge. It was a real kick-butt car. Unfortunately, that didn't have much of a shift linkage up through the shift column. Kept breaking and the transmission broke a lot, but other than that, the car was unbeatable at the direct strip if my shift lifting stayed together. 57, I had a 57 Dodge D501. It was a Dodge with a Chrysler motor in it. It didn't perform quite as good as the 56 did because it had so much more torque. We didn't have good tires back in those days. We had to run pretty much the street tires that come on the cars. And there wasn't too many slicks that was even available. That was that's not anything like you got today. 57, I still stayed with the Dodges. 58, I went to the Pontiacs because of they were getting pretty well noticed in the performance end of it. And I've kind of been with the Pontiacs ever since. I've at the 58, 59, 60. Even though we have some Ford, MOPAR, and those kind of people sitting here on the stage, those Dodges, those Pontiacs in 1950, 60, in 1960, 61, 62, 63 were pretty much unbeatable. It wasn't because I was a good driver, that might have helped, but those Pontiacs were really bad. And I stayed with Pontiac pretty much ever since, and I've won a lot of races, traveled a lot of miles from one end of the country to the other, and some of the cars I've had, I don't know that they've ever been beat very much unless I spun out on the water box and didn't get a good bike to us way down the track. Did a lot of racing, and glad you people always able to come. Appreciate you stopping by, and again, thank you so much for your time.
All right. Well, Arnie, of course, as you know, had a supercharged GTO in '65, and that was when our story starts. But let's begin again, as I was saying. Historically, you have to put yourself into the late 1964 drag racing season. NHRA was tired of trying to tack all kinds of packages in super stock because, let's be honest, you were not buying aluminum or fiberglass, Corvette guys excluded, fiberglass cars from the street. So NHRA said, okay guys, we're gonna clean this mess up. The cars have to be all steel. Now, two things had happened at the same time. The first one was Ronnie Householder chose to boycott NASCAR, which put a great big wallet into the Chrysler's racing budget that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And the second thing was Ford said, you know what, we've got these Mustangs, we're not gonna run them in super stock, we're gonna go AFX racing instead. So that left the Chrysler playing field basically to them. So what was decided was that engineer Jim Thornton, who you guys who know Ram Charger's history would know who he is, he went to the stamping plant and they got the thinnest gauge steel they knew could go through the process of getting stamped out. These cars were not acid by the factory. There are people who say, well, no. The AFX cars, which were all hard tops, the A990 cars, the A990 cars were all sedans.